welcome to your PIF interview. And we just want to know a little bit more about Jodi, our coach. So, can you tell us who you are and what your coaching is all about?
I am a manifestation coach, and I love it because it is who I am. I'm all about manifestation. I'm all about spirituality. I try to live life simply. And it took a while to do, because how we're brought up is to work hard and everything. But I have learned over the years to be the kind of person I want to be, and that's to live simply and to manifest whatever I want in a simple way. And so I have a nice flow to my life and how I live, and it really works. And so I coach other people on how to do that as well.
Amazing. So, how did you choose that as your coaching niche?
I started to look at niches when I got out of coaching school and thought, well, let me try this and let me try that. And I was just trying things on for size, but nothing felt like it really fit. And I was seeing my fellow coaching friends that I went to school with find their niches, and it seemed to do really well. And I was frustrated. So I decided, what am I doing? Let me follow my own advice and just sit with myself, be quiet, get into my own heart and see what comes up. And it came up pretty easily, which was the manifestation, the spirituality that I am anyway. And it feels so good to help people with who I am because I've experienced it and I've had stumbling blocks along the way, just like I see them have. So I feel like I can relate to it.
I love that coaching on who you are for others. That's great. So, tell us, even though I kind of know the answer to this question, how you got involved with Life Coach University and Pay It Forward.
Oh, yeah, you do know the answer. Well, you and I both went to coaching school together, and we met the most amazing people there, going on and doing the most amazing things, right? And one of the things I loved about the school we went to is that we kept our friendship after graduation, and we would keep in touch with each other. And I remember keeping in touch with you. You were one of the people that I wanted to see what your journey was like and stay involved with each other. And you told me about Life Coach University and the Pay It Forward platform. And it sounded great, but I wasn't in my confidence enough to resonate with me yet at that time. But I always, kept it in the back of my head. And then I called you one day and said, tell me more about this again. I thought, okay, yeah, I think I want to do this. And because it was always in the back of my head, it never left. It was something back there talking to me. So I'm so glad I got in touch with you about it again. And here I am.
And we are so happy to have you. And you are our first 365 coach for next year. So 2022, we have 365 days of coaching. And Jodi, you are kicking off January. So can you tell us what your January coaching will be about?
Sure. First, let me say I'm so blessed to be asked to do this. And it really took some searching to think about what I want to do. It's funny when you don't think about it, something just comes out. And then when you're asked to do something, you're like, okay, let me figure this out. So it's going to be about what I know, because if I'm talking about what I know, then I'm also most authentic. And it's really important to be authentic to me. The first week will be about finding your truth. It's something we all want to do. Not necessarily, I say that. It's something really scary, and a lot of us think about doing, right? But that means you have to see who you are. And a lot of people don't know if they want to know who they are. So I'm going to bring it to the table in a less scary way, and in trying to find your truth. And so I'll have a subject for every week of the 4 weeks. So that'll be the first week. So the second will be being authentic and living your life with simplicity, trying to get the complexity out of your life and living more in a more simple way, which just is so much easier all the way around. And you don't have all that stress, because there's so much stress going on in our lives. But basically, in a nutshell, we're taught to do things in a hard way since childhood. And I've learned by going into myself that there's so much of what we taught that if we actually flip it and do it another way, it is so much easier. So that's going to be a lot of what the month is about, actually, on the whole.
So exciting, Jodi. I cannot wait to watch all of that. And what do you hope that the viewers take away from your month, your January month?
The viewers should take away the feeling that maybe they got more of a sense of themselves and who they are as a person, and that is okay, that there's no bad. We all go through what we go through in life, and the spiritual part of me says everything happens for a reason. And so you think about that, and the more you do it, like anything else, that becomes a habit. And so if something doesn't go the way you want it to, you think, okay, let me stop here and see what's going on. And you don't have to think of yourself in that way anymore, of making these terrible mistakes, but they're rather lessons, and you can think good about yourself and realize how to move on with your life. And in the interim, just really learn who you are and what you want.
So tell me your biggest dream for the coaching industry.
Well, that's a big one for me. So for the coaching industry, I would love it. The first thing I thought of when I heard this question was, I want it to be just as popular and known as therapy, if not more. And the reason I think more is because of the difference between therapy and coaching, which is the medical part of it. If people are wanting medications or they have medical health problems in some way, you go see a therapist. That's what they go to school for. But there's so many people that don't have that and don't realize yet that that's what we're perfect for as coaches, because coaching is about goals and setting those goals and meeting those goals. And it can be about anything. So I would love for people to know what coaching is, just have it very mainstream, that people know what it is, and know that it is available to them just as much, and like I said, if not more, than therapy, and just get so popular around the world that everybody has it available to them.
Love that dream. I'm totally with you there. Um, Tell me, what would we be surprised to learn about you, Jodi?
I think a big thing people are surprised to learn about me when I first meet them, and then when we get to know each other, is what my former career was. which was I was a hairdresser in New York City. I did Broadway and TV and film shoots, and it was really exciting, and it was fun. It was fun while it lasted, but that's kind of where it stopped. And that's why I'm here. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting part of my life.
Very interesting. Can you tell us, was there a moment that made you move from hairdressing to coaching?
Yes, definitely. And actually, the pandemic had a lot to do with that. So I'd say maybe a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, maybe before the pandemic, I was going to work and it felt good, and it's a very social thing to do, and it's fun, and it's a skill, but there was no passion to it. It was just fun. And I remember all those years ago hearing Oprah when she first came out with her show saying, it is possible to wake up every day and love your job and not even feel like you're going to work. And I never forgot those words. So all these years later, when I'm doing the Broadway thing, I thought that I had that feeling, there's no passion here, and I really want it. And I've been searching for it. I was hoping that was going to give it to me, and it didn't. And then the pandemic hit. And I took that from my spiritual side. I took that as a message to say, hey, okay, I can't work for a really long time. I don't know the next time I'll go back to work. I just feel like there's going to be a big space and time here now to figure out what I want to do. And to me, it seems like the perfect opportunity to figure that out, what I want to do with my future. And the next thing I know, Jay Shetty came on the news show that my husband and I watch every night. And he was offering 20 meditations for 20 days. And I thought, that is so nice. And he just really called to me. So I thought, I'm going to do this. Maybe it'll help me with what I want to do anyway and in my search. And I did. And that led me to his coaching school. And once I did that, that was kind of it. It was like that last puzzle piece came into the last space I had. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. And it just fit. And I felt good. I felt it in my gut and in my heart. And it felt right. And I realized what I needed was to serve. That other job was fun and all those other great things, but serving is what makes me, it's just what makes my heart sing. So that's how I went from that job to this job. And I'm just thankful for it every day.
Beautiful. I love that. So, as you moved from the Broadway into coaching, can you tell me about your first coaching session?
Sure. My first coaching session was at school because we had to do lots and lots of practice, which I loved. Of course, you do that first one and, we're so nervous about doing anything for the first time. So I was so nervous, but I knew I needed to be present. So I was trying to put my nerves, I remember I was trying to put my nerves aside and just stay present and really listen to what this first client was saying. And I found pretty quick that they really love that you're listening to them. So, and I felt that, so that put me at ease a little bit more. And I would listen more. And because it was the first one, questions weren't popping into my head like they are now. you know, as you get more seasoned, questions just come to you. So I would listen to her more and more and more and ask her speak and ask her to, you know, tell me more until questions did come to me and I would ask them. And I remember being so excited when she didn't answer a question right away and instead just thought about it. And you could see her wheels turning in her head. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm making her think. This is amazing, you know. And she got something out of that first call and was really happy with it. So that made me so happy. And when it was over, I thought, phew, okay, I got that first one down. And yeah, just from there, it was a nice success. So yeah, that was a really nice first one. I remember being nervous, but I remember it was okay to be nervous and that was normal.
And your final question, how would you describe your time with Life Coach University and being part of the Pay It Forward team?
Oh, that's easy. I'm having such a good time here. I really am. Um, I love learning from the other coaches. You know, I like watching the other coaches sometimes, and I'm always getting these little golden nuggets and I write them down. And so not only am I here giving my wisdom, but I'm learning as well. And I just love that because I'm of the thinking that we never stop learning. And everyone here is so friendly and inviting, and it's kind of like another world you know, in a way, you know what I mean? We're all just here for each other as a team, and nobody's better than anybody else, and we're all here to spread our wisdom and pay it forward. And it was a no-brainer for me because that's part of my spirituality, to pay it forward. I do that anyway. So when there was a place I could do it more on a global scale, I'm in. This is an amazing place. I'm so lucky to have found it, and it's clear the path that got me there. So yeah, it was a flow.
And we are forever honored to have you here. And we are so glad that you are one of the coaches here at Life Coach University and part of the Pay It Forward team, and our first coach in our first 365 days of coaching to start off our 2022. So thank you so much, Jodi. It was great to talk to you, and I hope everybody goes and watches the pay it forwards that you do, and especially your 365 starting in January. So thank you so much, Jodi.
Thank you. I'm very excited for it. Thank you so much.